I've been binge watching Pawn Stars lately. It's an entertaining show. I really like the history lessons they give us. What's really interesting to me is when they get an old jukebox or an old Coca-Cola machine and they're restored and then they're worth so much money. So I was talking to my girlfriend about this and I asked her, like, who will buy an old jukebox? And she said, like, kids into music, like her herself, she's into vinyls and she still likes having CDs. She's really into music. And then I guess the hipsters will buy stuff like old Coca-Cola machines. I know hipsters are really into old retro video game systems. They're not necessarily into playing the video games, but they just like having the collections. So I was thinking to myself, are there going to be any young kids who want something like this, like my 1992 Geo Tracker? When this came out, it was the cheapest SUV available. So the fact it was a cheap vehicle, people bought them, and they were disposable cars. They were throwaway cars, so people bought them, didn't take care of them, and there's not many around anymore. This is a Survivor. It's a time capsule, one of the nicest Geo Trackers in the country. And when this came out, 1992, I was 10 years old, so of course I couldn't buy this brand new. I'm 40 now, and I just really wanted one that looked this nice. That was my goal. When I got a Geo Tracker or a Suzuki Sidekick, I wanted it to be this nice. And I've done little things like I got a new emblem for it. And then when I looked at the brochures, I noticed the ones in the brochures had the graphics. When I bought this, it didn't have the graphics, so I made sure it had the graphics. I have a friend on Instagram, and he bought his kid a tracker for his first car. That's really cool. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, what really young kids are going to have a tracker? Like, I'm talking kids right now getting their license, kids that are 16 years old. Who's going to want one of these things? I could see that, like a dad giving their kid this car because it's a great first car. It's something really cool, something safe. You know, they're not going to get a speeding ticket in this. But, like, who else is going to want this? My favorite car review channel is Curious Cars. Check them out. If you haven't checked it out already, if you don't know who I'm talking about, check out Curious Cars. This is the best car review channel on YouTube. And check out his thoughts on the Tesla.
Theater, this was great, okay? YouTube. Actually, I tell you what, I'm going to do that with the browser setting. But, you know, I thought, wow, it's great. They're giving you, you can watch now. Well, first of all, you can't watch it while you're driving. So you got that going against you. Number two, it's smoke and mirrors, man. I mean, this is what you're supposed to do while you're sitting at a charging station. You know, other guys have gassed up and gone. They're just gone. You're sitting there at the charging station watching Tickety Talk. Let's get over into the arcade. I mean, look, man, I see these 60, 70, 80-year-old guys driving Teslas around, looking like they're hipsters and cool and staying with the trends. Well, I mean, what are they playing, Sonic the friggin' Hedgehog at the traffic lights? Or I guess they're doing Sudoku or Solitaire. I can appreciate that it has asteroids. I will say that. There probably is a cream for that. Let's play that for a minute. So we've got
Teslas are the fastest vehicles on the road. Like, acceleration wise, nothing touches a Tesla. And yeah, that's impressive. The car guy in me is going to be impressed by that, but I just really don't like Teslas. And looking at that clip, it's just not, it doesn't look like fun to me. It feels like Teslas, it's about everything except the driving. It's about being entertained except the driving part. I find this cooler than a Tesla. It's a manual transmission, manual transfer case, so it's in two-wheel drive right now. If you want to go into four-wheel drive, you actually have to get out of the vehicle. Oh yeah, and you have to do this to lower the windows too. You have to actually crank this. And then, like I said, four-wheel drive, you got to put in four-wheel drive mode. You have to get out of the vehicle, and then you got to turn this on both sides to put it in four-wheel drive mode. But I find that very entertaining. I find that cool, actually, that you have to do all that to get into four-wheel drive. Modern vehicles with four-wheel drive, yeah, you just push a button or turn a knob. Those are starting to be worth money too. So yeah, who's gonna want one of these? Like in 10, 20 years, are there gonna be young people who want something like this? Here's how much I've gotten into this thing. I got this book right here. It's an archive of GeoTracker and Suzuki Sidekick articles. This is a 92 right here in toy form. And then even though the shift boot is nice, I still ordered a brand new old stock one. So just in case this rips, I want everything looking nice. I just want this to be a time capsule. I want to have one of the nicest GeoTrackers around, and I think I do. So there it is, right there. Who's gonna want this in 10 to 20 years?